Hi, I'm Peter Molyneux. I'm the design director on Fable III, and let me just tell you a little bit about Fable III. You know, it's a third in the iteration, and we kind of thought, well, what are we going to do this time? And one of the things we really want to do is surprise people. So Fable III is actually all about power. It's all about the feeling of power. And when you play the game, how powerful you feel. Let's just break that word power down into three sections. The first is about story. You know, I look at the stories of most films I see and a lot of books I read and even a lot of computer games that I play, and the story is the same. You know, you start out as some character that's got a problem, there's a baddie, and you build up power and you get powerful enough, you face the baddie, you defeat them, end of story. That's it, you're done. And I asked myself, well, supposing we can look at that hero's journey and question it. What if we started as a hero and you built up, there was an evil tyrant, you overthrow this evil tyrant, and then you become king. And so then the halfway through the game is where the hero's journey finishes, but you can carry on playing. I want you to experience what it's like to be powerful, to be on the throne of a kingdom, and where you can decide whether what is right and wrong for the entirety of the kingdom. You decide on who starves and who is fed. That's interesting. And it's surprisingly current in today's world. If we look at politicians and kings and queens and leaders, they always promise us stuff and they never deliver on that stuff. So I think that's an interesting power mechanic. The next thing is about emotion. You know, I want you to feel powerful. I want you to feel that your hands can wield that power. And we've got this new mechanic in the game called touch. What if I gave you the freedom within a game to reach out and touch people? So that if you had to take someone and throw them in a dungeon, rather than pressing A to throw them in a dungeon or B to not throw them in a dungeon, you literally could grab them by the scruff of the neck and drag them with this one mechanic. That you could have a relationship with characters in the game or co-op players where you can reach out and touch them, hug them, embrace them, kiss them, dominate them, throw them to the ground. All of that makes you feel more powerful. And then the last thing about power is what you are and who you are and what weapons you wield, and giving you the power to literally craft your own weapons as you use them, to be able to sell those own weapons online, where your weapon is as unique as you are, where the shape, the size, the color, the power of your weapon is a reflection of how you used it. Those are all things that have never existed in any game I've seen before, and I like that. I like that for something like Fable 3, and it all adds to this global feeling of power.
And what does having John Cleese add to the game?
Well, you know, I mean, here's the thing about the John Cleese character. You know, the reviewers and the communities, you know, they kept saying to us, you know, we like the humor in Fable, it kind of reminds us, it's British humor, it kind of reminds us of Monty Python. So we thought, yeah, you know, they're right. Let's go out and let's get the most iconic member of the Monty Python team, and let's make him your butler within the game. And let's give him a huge number of AI-driven lines that is going to make you laugh, that's going to big you up, and he is a fantastic character in the game. Definitely.
And I wanted to also get your thoughts on Project Natal and how you see that opening up video games.
So yeah, you know, Project Natal is a fantastic step change in the way that people interact with computer entertainment experiences. I mean, let's make it absolutely clear, because it is a completely different relationship that we're designing for consumers. I can, as a designer, do things where I can, for example, create characters that can meet you. Now just think about that line for a second. Imagine me as a designer, what that makes me, it pushes me into an undiscovered country. It really does. So I'm very excited about the future. It's going to take us a little while to get all this technology together to make these unique experiences, but when they do, I think we'll be seeing things that really break the boundaries of genres.